Oh, record attendance after Disney opens Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. All right. We're going to talk about that in a second. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. And do you get tired of the movie studios deciding we have to see every movie opening night? That is mandatory, or else we'll get spoilers, despite hearing the entire movie leaked online beforehand. In the case of Star Wars, and especially Terminator, hashtag Justice for John Connor. We have new Justice for John Connor merch. And, get tanks, t-shirts, stickers, etc., etc. They're actually pretty cool. I like the die-cut stickers. They're kind of awesome. Go check out my merch shop. It's linked in the description below. We're talking about Galaxy's Edge, though. Record attendance after our Disneyland opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Here's the thing. Ever since I have been covering Galaxy's Edge, no sooner do I drop a video than I have somebody out either on damage control or such a huge fan of Disney saying, oh, no, nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong there. Disney isn't really cooking the books. Disney didn't really just fire its CEO in charge of Galaxy's Edge because of the massive failure. And while we do have record attendance after Disneyland opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Oh, but wait, it's at Knott's Berry Farm. That's right, Disneyland is helping competitor Knott's Berry Farm actually get all their attendance. See, people still want theme parks. People still want to go to theme parks, but they just don't want to spend a crap ton of money for not that much, right? Disneyland, you had Star Wars, and you can't get people to see Star Wars stuff. You got a freaking Millennium Falcon right there, and you cannot get people to attend. People would rather go to Knott's Berry Farm. What does that tell us? What does that tell me? What does that tell any of us? Also, if you guys do like my content, definitely like, subscribe, share, all the things, especially the share button, the little swishy one that you see. It's either at the top, right on top of my head here, or it's under the video. This is crazy to me, and it's kind of a bit of Schadenfreude, I suppose, because, like I said, no sooner than I drop a video reporting on, like the cooking of the books getting investigated and etc., then I have people just completely slamming my comments and my Twitter feed with nuh-uh. All right. Well, this is from the Orange County Register. The Orange County Register. They're reporting this one. Disneyland saw a drop in attendance after the long-awaited debut of Galaxy's Edge, but the new Star Wars land didn't hurt attendance in another theme park just up the I-5 freeway, Knott's Berry Farm. In spite of the May debut of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Knott's Berry Farm is once again on pace to have a record attendance year. According to officials at Cedar Fair, the parent company of the Buena Park theme park, Knott's is off to its best season start ever, Cedar Fair CEO Richard Zimmerman said. Why am I stumbling on that name? Said during a third quarter conference call with analysts on Wednesday, November 6th, we're on our way to a record year. Meanwhile, Disney is having a record low attendance. Now, is that part due to the oversaturation of Disney films and Marvel and Star Wars? That might be part of it. It might be partly due to the fact that one drink from Galaxy's Edge is going to run you about $40 if you want the souvenir cup, right? It's insane. It's We've talked about the food prices. We've talked about the menus. We've talked about the $200 lightsabers, where parents have to decide which kid gets one because they're so expensive. Disney has done everything in its power. To push people away from this place, right? And not only that, when they did their little media blitz not too long ago, they gave away a prize on whatever show Kelly Ripa has now, Live with Kelly and whoever. Used to be Regis and Kathy Lee back in the day. So whatever the show is evolved to now, yeah, Gen X here. Whatever that show's evolved to now, they gave away a trip to this. They did this whole media blitz on ABC during the open of the Orlando park, right? Or the Orlando version of this, where they gave away a prize package worth $17,000 as an average experience for a family of 4 or something that they gave away for. that is off-putting to your average family. If you say, yeah, it's about 3,000 or 4,000, people can probably justify, and they're like, yeah, I can probably charge a little. I have a couple grand here. It's like maybe a once in a blue moon sort of thing. It's a memory for the kids, right? $17,000, you might as well buy your kid a freaking car for that price. Like, I would rather have a car than go to Disneyland. I would rather have a car and a new Gibson Les Paul or something, some expensive fancy guitar, even though I'm more of an acoustic player. Give me a Gibson Hummingbird, give me something like that. I'd rather, instead of, give me that in addition to a car, instead of going to a theme park to buy a bunch of overpriced crap and souvenirs, right? Give me something useful for that kind of money. And I think a lot more people are being a lot more cautious with how they're spending money, and they're not just out there throwing away money on this crap anymore, especially after the year of people being called man babies and basement dwelling cousin humpers, etc., etc. The year of the media versus the fans versus the directors. It's like the media decided to get in the middle and antagonize and be like, oh, the fans said this about you, and then the directors are like, oh, those toxic fans, and then the media comes back and they're like, oh, the director said this about you guys, and really it's the media who's probably doing 90% of this crap. But here we go. Disney officials said in August that the light summer crowds at Disneyland following the opening of the $1 billion, that's with a B, billion, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge themed land resulted in a 3% decline in attendance at the Anaheim theme park. 3% drop in your attendance. That's actually a pretty darn big number, because you would think if they have a new attraction, hey, we got this new thing, people will be like, oh, I want to go see the new thing. New things are cool. I want a new thing. Give me the new thing. No, they're like, no, this has nothing to do with Star Wars, hardly. It's a bunch of characters I don't know and a bunch of crap I don't care about. Where's R2-D2? Where's C-3PO? Where's Darth Vader? Where are Star Wars characters? Because here's the deal with Star Wars. Star Wars is still a lot of normies, right? Star Wars still has the mass general appeal. Normal people will know what C-3PO is. They'll recognize, if you show them a picture of C-3PO, R2-D2, and the new droid D-O, that little do one that looks like a Roomba turned upside down with a megaphone on top of it, they're not going to recognize that new droid as anything, because it's not in anything. It's not any of the marketing. Only the hardcore Star Wars fans know about him, right? Only the hardcore Star Wars fans are going to know what a porg is, to be honest. And seriously, like, they don't know what a porg is going to be if you were just a casual normie Star Wars fan. Nobody cares about these new characters. They're not iconic. They're not memorable. Rey is a blank, self-insert, blank slate character. She is the chick from Twilight. She's the chick from The Hunger Games. She's the chick from Divergent. She's the chick in every one of these things, because that is what's trendy. And they tried to make Star Wars follow the trends, and that's part of why it's failing. It's just a giant mix of, well, we're going to try this. That's a bad idea. We're going to try this other thing. That's also a bad idea. So of course people are going to go rush out and see a Star Wars theme park, because people remember Star Wars as being that thing. Empire Strikes Back, Han, Luke, and Leia, Darth Vader, that's what they remember. Come on, your average normie Star Wars fans might not even remember Peter Cushing was in it. Like, seriously. Or they might remember that and then be like, oh, I guess they did bring him back. They're not going to be... That's the whole thing. Oh, you've got a lot of different levels of Star Wars fans. You got somebody like me. I'm very much OT. I'm the original trilogy type of person. I can kind of watch the prequels. This new stuff, no. Not a fan of the new stuff. Seriously. So Knott's transformed the 1987 Bigfoot Rapids River water ride into Calico River Rapids attraction in May with a new Wild West theme and more than 20 animatronic figures. Animatronics! Oh my god, Star Wars, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you put, like, animatronic Darth Vader? Why didn't you do that? The droids could have been, like, popping around everywhere. You could have done so much stuff. But no, they're so up, they're the Disney Star Wars ass. That's the problem. They're so up the ass of Disney that they can't have these old characters because they don't make as much money on them. It is my theory, is my best guess. Because as we all know, George Lucas always had the rights to the toys, and that's the one thing that I remember hearing back when he sold Disney or Star Wars rights, that he kept the toys. Because that was always his thing. So of course, the toys and the likeness rights and the images, and I'm sure there's like a million pages of legal mumbo jumbo as to why they're not bringing in these new characters. But common sense says that your new characters are not going to be as big of a draw as the old ones, because the old ones have 40 years of memories and history, and they're iconic. Everybody knows who Luke Skywalker is. Does everybody know who Finn and Poe are? No. I'm watching, here, I got a shout out, Arcade Jackpot Pro. I've been watching his videos quite a lot, and I saw one claw video he was doing, and he's like, oh, that's the Star Wars guy. I don't know who that is. And this is a guy who wears, like, Rick and Morty shirts on his videos, seems to be in his 20s, seems to be the type of person I would assume just casually would be a Star Wars fan. And if they don't know who these new characters are, I don't know what to tell you. You know, if the type of people who are still in the geek fandoms, the people who wear the Marvel shirts, who are into the geek pop culture stuff, if people like that don't even know who these characters are, like by name specifically, they're not that memorable. They're not good characters, and they're not going to be a huge draw for Galaxy's Edge. But you know, hey, at least Knott's Berry Farm is getting record attendance because of Star Wars. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am Mecha Random 42, and I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.